true law of attraction and manifesting is you have your idea, you have to tie that to an emotion, and you have to take action. You have to make it a trinity. So you have to care and love your idea enough to take action and do that over and over again, and that's how you manifest. Especially in this dense reality where everything has a delay. So you have to realize that your choices that you make have an effect. You know, it's kind of like action, reaction, cause and effect. It's all energy. So you need to think of there's no right or wrong choice that I make. There's only vibration in the effect that it puts out. So you want to stay on the positive side of things. If you think about your choice you're about to make, you have to think, is this going to negatively affect my life? Is it going to be neutral or is it going to be positive? You want to stay on the positive side of that vibration meter. Once you become aware of this, manifesting becomes a lot easier. How to take energy and turn it into something. How to take nothing out of thin air, which is free, and turn it into something amazing. So, what's the key behind it? Love. Making heartfelt, loving choices tied to emotion, and that's what's going to change this world. So, go out there, pause for a second before you make your choice, and take action.
Hello, everyone. This is our new podcast. We are the Divine Dadvocates. My name is Ed Conway.
And I'm Jeremy Braddock.
And we want to welcome you with all the love in the world to our new little talking session here. We got together a few days ago and just felt it was time to start talking about some of the experiences in our life over the past few years. Plus, and we really are excited to bring some of this content to you.
Yeah, very excited to be here. Thanks, Ed, for co-creating with me on this one. This is awesome. Well, anyway, I'm Jeremy. I am a husband, and I am a father of 3. So I definitely consider myself a divine dadvocate, and I'm here. I have a deep understanding of human consciousness and the universe and how it's evolving and how we're growing. And I just wanted to share some of my experiences, and if it can help anybody in any way, inspire you to go out and take some action, start something new, live the life that you want to see, the life that you wish you had, that you see on. I wish that I could do with him, what they do, or what I wish I could travel the world and just be free. And well, what's stopping you? You can
do it. You can do it.
Definitely do it.
So my name is Ed Conway. I am a father of 4. Father at 19 years old. I am divorced as of 4 years ago. A good relationship with the mother of my children. We pride ourselves on making sure that we co-parent at a level that is healthy for the 4 children. My oldest is 23, going down to 7. I also have a 17-year-old and a 10-year-old, and it's definitely a good time. It's a time where I'm going to change direction that I had with the first 2, with the second 2, the younger ones. Obviously, I'm going to teach the older ones, but the younger ones are kind of the ones that are going to lead the way moving forward. The oldest is already working and a part of the
wow, congrats.
The class of citizens that's doing it. So
that's awesome.
So the real reason we're here is to make sure that people are awakening themselves. Can you give me a little story about how you came about with your awakening? I think a lot of people are out there right now. They're maybe even kind of standoffish towards the awakening, the things that they're feeling, the things that they're seeing and stuff like that. Like, let me know how, maybe even some of the things that you were confused about.
Yeah, sure. So, I've always, since a little kid, have always been, a fascination with sci-fi, or, things that are obscure, things that, Indiana Jones, archaeology, just adventure, that type of, I just love that stuff. So, I always believed that life should be an adventure. And, at an early age, I got into music and realized, hey man, this could really take me places. And I was, before I was even out of middle school, I signed a record deal in seventh grade, man, with a European record label, and with my little garage band that we started. And yeah, man, we were creating in the basement and getting it out to the world. And I got to, that was the start of it. Like I got to really I started to awaken a little bit and believe in myself and realized, man, I can take this dream and make it a reality. And it escalated from there. And we can go on and on about my musical travels and where it took me. It took me all over the world, 35 countries, and here I am, 30 years later, still playing and still touring and still doing it.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you've manifested that since.
Yeah, that was
unconsciously knew that.
Unconsciously, but if you want to talk about like a full blown awakening, a little bit, we can start in the year 2012 when I literally had stopped touring, stopped playing music, and it was like reality hit me hard. I was about to be a dad, and I had to get a real job and go work in a factory, and I hated it. It wasn't me, and that didn't last long, man. I within 2 months I quit that job to do this leap of faith with 3 kids to raise, to feed, a house that I could hardly even afford with the job I had. I took the leap of faith, and that was another little bit of an awakening right there. Yeah, I was scared to death, but I walked through the door.
So that's really when you started to give real faith. Is that when like God came in? Or
no, God didn't even come in at that point. Like universe, God, whatever you want to call it. It was unconsciously doing this, and I kind of can give thanks to my music dreams. Like I knew that I could take nothing and make it something because of music and what I did at such a young age, that I can do it with this cupcake truck dream vision thing. Like people laughed at this idea. Everybody was like, what are you going to do? You're going to literally quit your job and go around and sell cupcakes out of a piece of crap truck? And I said, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
And just for the record, everyone, they're delicious. So,
thank you.
So they're very good. Jeremy is a very successful business owner here in our state, serving up some of the best cakes and cupcakes and sweets that we have to offer here in the Nutmeg State. So I'm definitely thankful that he decided to make that leap. My waistline, the body by hardcore is not the best, but I will say it is definitely the best in the area. So I kind of had the same type of like 2012-ish. Like I worked in the car business I actually just retired after 20 some odd years, and it's an industry that you don't get to see the sun, and you don't get to see the kids and make sure that they're 100% all the time. So that's something that I also took a leap of faith myself and became a self-employed individual. So, but around 2012, I grew up with a Catholic background. My mother and grandmother as devout Catholics as you get. My Nana has gone to Medjugorje for a pilgrimage where it's in Albania, I think, and they see the Virgin Mary.
Wow.
And she speaks to them. That's the story that we get from there. But she's been there about 30 times. So if you understand the connection with God, with going back to my grandmother, she's a rosary 2 to 3 times a day type of person. So I had that type of upbringing. When I got married and had a child at such a young age, I don't know why I kind of fell out of that connection, but it did. It fell away. I know that it fell away. It was maybe the industry I was in, the hours I was working. It became something that wasn't really important. I got to take care of this. I don't have time for that. Around 2012, we know the day. It was like the Mayan calendar changed. We had a tragedy here in Connecticut. I was home for that. I felt a little bit different. That was kind of my first. I feel some sort of energy in me. I feel some sort of difference within myself. I knew I didn't maybe like myself during that transition, but I know that we know that like we said, that 2012 was kind of like the shift that we both felt. And then in 2019, that's where my real shift came. That's where the real awakening started, anyway. And
That's awesome. Like a full blown, like almost blow your head back.
It took a long time to understand it, because it started with a cantankerous thing with my ex-wife. When that went down, that was not a good situation. I wasn't being a good dad.
Yeah.
As in regards to Dadvocates and being a divine advocate, I was not being that whatsoever. Yeah. I was what do they say? Well, I was wiling out. I was just kind of done being the guy that did everything for 20 years and really wasn't being appreciated the way that I thought I should be. So, and I think that's where the divinity came in, and where I needed to understand, hey, listen, like, that's the awakening that I had. It was, you're in control of how you feel. It's you that makes that happen. It's you that, and you create that within yourself to be able to give that to other people. The peace that I have now, from that time, from 2012 to 2019 to now, is something that's what I feel weird. That's where the show is. It's understanding that, hey, things are going to happen. There's definitely events in your life where you're going to say, is there a source of good energy that comes through this planet? And I think that's where the shift is. That's where we are now, everyone. Yeah. It's that we're in the new earth. We're in a point where we can breathe easy. Like the things that you're seeing. So realistically, that's where I want the show to be, is to understand that we're in a new earth, a new way of thinking. The old way of thinking is having a hard time, and that's why I feel like it's all systems go for them, and why there's so many things that we're seeing happening in this world, is to disrupt the good consciousness that's actually coming in, that good energy, the light. And we are light workers. We are the people that are doing the bidding, and I think we're up for it.
Yeah, totally. If you want to talk about my like full blown awakening that I had, was 2020. This was, after I had grown my business successful for years, a decade in the business, and I was getting lazy and sloth-like in my own way. I had a real look myself in the mirror, like awakening and self-realization that I wasn't even aware at the time, that I wasn't meeting my partner, my wife, halfway on the marriage, on the business, I wasn't being as dedicated and focused as I could be on my kids. And it was just like, bam, that was me leaving, fully, officially leaving some parts that can't go to New Earth of me behind. You need to change your ways. It started within, and it was because I was able to realize this. It was all due to the darkness. I lost my father. COVID had hit. There was this dark plague over the earth. Whether you believe COVID was, it was planned. Whatever it was, we'll never really know the freaking truth behind it. But if you want to know the truth, you had to go inward, and it was there to make a lot of people go inward. I believe, my perspective.
I also believe that. I believe that was a time, more or less, to say, you know what, I'm going to put you in your house. Yeah. I'm going to, they're going to make it like it's a plan, or however they planned it, whatever they did. But what I think it did is it brought people into their own even biosphere, to be able to sit with themselves, to be able to understand so much more. The information that got put out there, the information that was ignored, and the new information that came out that made people say, wow, what's going on? Why am I looking at things differently?
Yeah, on a mass level, you started to really step back and look at the world and be like, just
something's not right. I don't trust anything anymore. I don't trust this. I don't trust the news. I had to shut everything off.
I feel like that's where the whatever, like we say, source, God, the energy that is there for the light, is that came through so much to me, the people I started to meet. And that's when my perception of the way that I thought when I was little, the God that I grew up with, the image and all that stuff, that all of those things, like, they were all reintroduced to me. I went to a Catholic seminar that was like a 3-day event where we prayed with a bunch of men, and realistically, that bit of co-creating with those people, maybe I don't believe the way that they believe, but it definitely shocked me back into saying, wow, like I definitely understand that there is something different when I have that with me, and when I wasn't with it.
Right.
So that 3-day event turned into something that became like a random event with a person that started showing me tarot cards and life events that were issued with tarot cards with different. And I was like, wait, this is a little different. So let me look at this. So I explored so many different ways of how whatever divine power comes through, how it comes through. So I wanted to evaluate it myself. And the nice thing is that for the first time in my life, I think because of that event, that 2020 event is to really just shake all the farts out of the blankets. I mean, It's just like, listen, the last 3 years of information that we understand now, whatever the information and how you want to read into the information is 100% your prerogative and how you want to look at it. Yeah. We're not trying to sway anyone's way of thinking. We're just trying to tell you that these events happened more as a divine path. It's not an evil path. It's a divine path. It's to get you by yourself. That plan is a divine plan to get you by yourself, to make you understand there's so many people that have awakened over the past 3 years.
There's a silver lining to everything, and that going through the darkness and the dark night of the soul, people go through. They don't realize that's really going to benefit them, and a lot of my friends are going through it, and I'm here to comfort them and say, hey, it's okay. It's going to get better, man. Like, don't give up. There's a lot of people that, take their negative thoughts and they just dwelling on them, and then they end up, taking their own lives. And then that's not the answer.
No,
absolutely not, man. Like, I don't blame that person, because everybody has these negative thoughts. You all get them. If you said you never got negative thoughts, you're lying, because you had.
And realistically, that's just because of the frequency you're in.
I mean, totally.
Some of the additional things I've learned is about frequency and your vibration, and how it matters, how it matters how you think of yourself, how you treat yourself, how you are with yourself. It's what you're saying to yourself. It's what you're saying to others, and even your perception of others. Because realistically, the biggest thing that I've learned over the past 4 years with my dark night of the soul, where I got 4 people taken away from me for 4 months, there was reasons behind it. I just had so many small things, the divorce, the length of the divorce, those things that happened in my 3D reality that happened, that needed to happen for me to be able to understand that, hey, regardless of what these people or these folks are, these souls that are in your life, especially the ones that are closest to you, the people that get taken from you, the people that are randomly put into your life and then sweep away, all those particular things happen so that you understand that. You have to have those things stripped away from you, those really bad energies. You have to walk away from people that you've had energy issues with. People need to understand, like, if you feel uncomfortable in a situation, you want to know why? You have your free will. That divine power, that energy, that positive energy is not going to necessarily be with you in that regard, though. It's not going to, because it'll never think small of you. It'll always think the best of you. So in that God energy, the reason that we're feeling this way, the reason there's so much negative energy on this planet is because there's negative energies involved in it and making your energy, your vibration, your frequencies. We run on basic radio waves. So
we do.
There's manipulation of those things out there. So we have to really make sure that the biggest thing is, and you've told me stories about meditation that I'm not even necessarily prepared for myself. So, but we do have to go in, and that's the one thing that I started doing during that whole entire time, was to go within and say, this is something I have to handle. And that's the thing. I think most of us don't want to take responsibility for the things that we did, because society has made it so that we don't need to be forgiven. We just need to yell and scream, and then everything's going to be totally fine. So I think that the unconditional love that I was shown through that whole entire time, I was taken care of. Whether it was financially, everything that I said that I would be able to do, I never doubted it, and I was able to create all of it the whole entire time. And that made me feel that, all right, where we're coming together to co-create, anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I never would have thought that even 4 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago.
I wouldn't thought, if you would have said even like, a few years ago, hey, in a few years from now, you were going to be talking and doing a podcast about the evolution of human consciousness, I would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Like, okay.
What's consciousness?
So what is it? Is that word even in like my, I make cupcakes. All right. So like, okay. Exactly. So one thing that is huge is in that I want everyone to experience it is awareness. So awareness was key for me to really open up my mind and expand it to be like, wow, like, do you see all these synchronicities? Have these always been here? Like, what's going on? Am I on the right path? And that's when I start researching other people's experiences and seeing, are they having the same thing? And like, am I going crazy? Like, why are all these numbers coming to me? What is going on? And the more I study that and I look into it, I realize, hey, we are in a mathematical, vibrational universe, holographic universe. And I'm a fractal of that. And so are you. And so is everybody. And what happens when you break off the tiniest little freaking crumb of a hologram? That little crumb still contains the whole. And that's what we are. We are floating through this universe containing all the power, all the knowledge. And when you start feeling it and really experiencing it, the energy rises. And I didn't even know what it was, but I found out it's a kundalini. And that's what people talk about it in India. They talk about this kundalini rising and its energy. In Christians, they talk about the power of God. In Norse mythology, they talk about this vrail, this energy from within. And that's us being gods. That's us being the fractals of the universe. To go out and be like, there's nothing like it. This is free. This energy, this full life force energy, FLFE. You feel it. You take your life back. You take your power. You wake up. You're like, thank you, universe, God, whatever it is, whatever you believe in. You just be grateful, and you just start to. It's like the floodgates are open. The walls are down. It's time to create. Go out and fucking take your life back, man. And that's the shit that I want to talk about. That's the energy that I'm feeling. It's the power of creation. It's the power of the universe. I wouldn't be here. I'm very grateful for my kids, for everything. It's amazing. The snowball's going. And I hope that I can inspire anybody to go take their dreams, take their life, and take charge, man. Do it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this whole experience, to just sit there and talk. I've got so many stories to share with you, and episodes upon episodes we could talk about and how, it shaped our life. And I'm still creating. I'm still going. Like, we're going to create forever. We never were born. We never died. We just go. And once you realize that you're a part of everything, you're unstoppable.
I just want you to know that I feel that the passion you put into that, and the fact that the phone was ringing at the same time, we're just answering the call, my man. Where you need.
Yeah, man. I blocked out. And I went within on that. People are trying to distract me. The darkness is trying to stop me. You can, the darkness tried to stop me from getting this cupcake business. Literally, when I picked up my cupcake truck in Long Island, this piece of shit, I almost got fucking washed away on the Long Island Sound, like by a freak thunderstorm. And so, like, they tried to wipe me out there. My guardian angels were there with me on that time. And yeah, we could talk about that at another time too.
All right, so I think we've got a good first episode. We're just really obviously you can see the excitement in both of us to be able to bring this type of energy and this type of new way of thinking. And I just want to say many blessings to everybody.
Yeah, many blessings out there, and thank you if you're listening and you get anything out of this. Awesome. I hope if anything it makes you have a better day and go out there and take charge.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Much love. Peace.
Bye, guys.
I want to lead us in a little bit of a extension of love. You know, that's what it's all about. That is what we're here for. There's no long road to what you're here to do, or I was brought to this earth for some astrological reason. It's love. It's to learn unconditional love. Unconditional love in every scenario you have throughout a day. These are challenges that are put in front of us to understand ourselves, understand how much love we can put into a situation. In a world that seems to have a certain way that is manipulated to be something that we don't understand. You can understand love. It's the one emotion that can have tears. It can have laughs. But it's always smiling and filled with joy. If you can find love in all scenarios of life, all situations, this new earth will have so many benefits to it. Jeremy and myself wish you all the love in the world. So many blessings to you.